today we're gonna look inside the beehives. I'm Christina and this is my channel, Let's Do Something Real. We opened up our beehive for the first time today. It was so cool, so fascinating. There's a lot of information that's gonna be in today's video. They are amazing to look at. See they're bearding up right here. This is a lot easier for us to put a hive reducer on or an entrance reducer on and help them protect their colony. So this needs to be addressed. You can see how the two hive bodies don't sit flush on top of each other. And if you don't know what I mean by hive bodies, these are all hive bodies, all three of these boxes. And then if we were to have more boxes on top of here, those would be supers. There's no supers on this hive right now because it's not the time of year for them to be producing excess honey. So they're just building up their colony. So all they have are bodies right now. Inside these are frames. So it looks exactly like a super. The only difference between a hive body and a super is where they're putting their brood, where the queen is. So this is what we call a super. It's basically just a smaller box. It looks pretty much exactly like the hive body, and it's got these frames. But yeah, if you pull it out, it's got this comb kind of template on there that the bees work out of. It starts like this, and then they kind of build it out like this. And they do that on both sides, and then they just kind of fill it all up with honey. And that is that's how you get your honey. It's a hive tool. It helps us pry open the boxes and pry them apart. The boxes will be stuck together with propolis, and we just have to wedge it in there and kind of pop them apart. It's very sticky, so sometimes, you know, you got to do some different kind of grabs. So this has like a bunch of different little tools that you can use for a bunch of different things, scraping and stuff like that. So that's a hive tool, super basic.
Trying to figure out what's going on there, buddy.
Oh, I hear the cracking. So the lid was very stuck onto that top hive body. Lots of propolis, lots of burr comb in the middle. So we just took our time and we were patient. We didn't want to chip any of the wood. So we just worked with it for quite a while with the hive tool until it had come loose enough for us to pop it up.
Oh, nice.
You're good at this. This is so cool.
Let's set this up here.
So to our untrained eye, we thought that these bees looked great. They had a lot of honey built up in there and their numbers looked good. We did see a couple of varroa mites, but we already knew that we were going to be treating for that real soon. So we're just going to go ahead and choose not to panic about that. But other than that, everything looked like they were on their way to being able to survive through the winter.
Look at that. Look at all that honey right there.
Noise! No.
It's delicious.
That's awesome. God, they're doing good.
You can see these guys working it right now.
They're so fascinating to watch. So we didn't take any of the frames out of this. We took the feeders out, but we left the frames be. We decided that we had been disrupting this hive enough for the day. We had to take all of the boxes apart, scrape out the bottom of it, and we figured that for the first time opening it up, that was enough disruption to be had. But as Josh started scraping some of this burr comb off, it occurred to me that I knew some people that would just love to check that out. So I brought this over so that you guys could check it out. It's just a little piece of burr comb off of the...
So, yeah. This so cool.
Yeah? So Owen, can you tell us why bees are important and why it was important for us to keep bees?
Yeah, because if bees weren't around, we wouldn't be able to eat or drink because bees pollinate. Go bees!
Oh, pollen. That one's got pollen. Look.
Oh, he does.
She.
She.
So the majority of the bees that you're seeing here are worker bees. They're all female and they do basically all of the tasks within the hive. But we did catch a drone. He's over there on the right, and you can tell the difference because of his sheer body size. You can see him up against the other bees and he's just much larger. They're just for mating purposes, and it's going into fall now, so soon these girls are actually going to kick him out, and then they will hatch more in the spring.
I saw a bunch of them flying up to here, and they would like fly up to one of these bees, and they would grab them, and the two of them would like brawl and fall down.
Yeah. So it's robbing season, which means that bees that are not a part of a hive will come and literally steal the resources from that hive to take back to their own. So basically we need to give them the opportunity to be able to defend their hive, which is why it is so important for us to control the entrances and make them smaller.
I have a feeling they'll figure out their differences.
They'll figure out their differences.
Yeah. You know.
Can we all just get along? So what we had to do to help our bees out was that we had to give them an entrance to their hive that they could effectively defend. Just kind of like a little bee castle, we had to close up that bigger entrance that they had created in the top and redirect them toward the bottom entrance, which meant clearing out the debris that had gathered there that was keeping them from being able to use that entrance in the first place. So we had to take everything apart in order to get to the bottom box and scrape out all the gravel and gunk that had built up there and give them a clear path in and out there. So this is everything we just scraped off of the bottom of those frames.
Wow.
Propolis. Can you say that?
Propolis.
There you go. Okay, ready?
Now, let's put it back together. That was extremely necessary.
Once everything was put back together, it was time to feed the bees. We cleaned off our feeders a little bit so that we didn't attract too many bees to work around.
Oh, it's like dripping. It's so cool.
This is a frame feeder. There is a lot of different options as far as feeding your bees goes, but quite honestly, our hives came with these feeders, so this is what we're going to use. It seems to be a very viable option as well. So what it is, it's basically a box that looks like a frame, and it's empty inside. And then you've got these mesh tubes that allow the bees to walk down into the liquid, the sugar water that we put down in this box, and they are able to access the sugar water without the danger of drowning, or very much reduces their danger of drowning anyways, because that's basically a ladder for them to get back up. And so this just kind of goes into there, and that is how that works, what it looks like on the inside. Pretty interesting. So our super high-tech solution to solving our upper entrance problem was to clamp a spare piece of cedar fence board that we had lying around to the front of it. That way, if ever we need to get into the hive, we could just get in there and tend to the hive. It's temporary, it comes right off. looks great.
Now it's like a palace.
Yay! Jude, how do you feel about the bees?
Good. Awesome. Great. I love bees.
The bees had no trouble at all adapting to their new entrance, and we feel a lot better about this setup. We think that their hive is going to be much easier for them to defend. Thank you so much to everyone who has already watched our videos and subscribed. It means more than I can say. And if you enjoyed this video and you haven't subscribed yet, feel free to do so. Next, we're going to open up that second hive and we're going to see if we can't tackle those varroa mites. But until then, be sure to get happy. This is my channel, Let's Do Something Real, and I will see you in the next video.